What's going on, guys? Coach Noob back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels. And your time is always appreciated because you could be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. That's another wild one, man. As usual, it's about a couple killed in their apartment, a murder suicide. That's what the police are saying, man. So let's get to it.
Tonight, revealing that breaking news we brought you all day long yesterday. What Baltimore County Police are now saying happened in a quiet, upscale neighborhood in Owings Mills, indicating tonight it was a murder suicide.
Hey, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making, man. And as far as the neighborhood goes, you know, it doesn't matter if it was an upscale neighborhood, you know, upper class, lower class, middle class, whatever. If two people aren't getting along, then they're both in their feelings and they're both not thinking logically, or at least one person's not thinking logically. Both of them are going at it, man. Then it doesn't matter where they're at. Um, you know, they could be on vacation, a honeymoon, you know, a birthday, anything like that, man. It really doesn't matter. That's why it's so important for us as men, bro, to be the ones that think logically and rationally all the time, bro. Especially if you know that you're gonna have some type of disagreement with your wife a lot, bro, which you know it's important why it's so important that you know you give each other space too.
Welcome to the news at 7, everyone. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Nikki Zizaza. People who live in that Owings Mills community tell WJZ they are at a loss for words after learning a husband and wife there, very own neighbors, are now dead.
At WJZ Live at 7, Caroline Forback on your corner in Baltimore County. And Caroline, police have identified that couple as 59-year-old Karen Franklin and 63-year-old Gary Franklin.
All right, man. So 59 and 63, bro. That's pretty old to be arguing and stuff like that, and even having to go through something like this. Which really at any age, bro, you don't want to be arguing and stuff, man. But that age, you know, they probably were retired or you know something like that. And like I said earlier, man, you have to give each other space, even if that means like you just going in another room or going downstairs or whatever your man cave, something like that. Because you know, I know a couple married couples, and yeah, they had disagreements and stuff sometimes, but for the most part, they don't have domestics. They don't argue to the point where they end up taking things too far like this. You know, they know when to agree to disagree in so many words, and you know, let each other cool down and have their space. You know, they got hobbies and stuff like that, so that they don't always have to be in each other's faces. And you know, it's just really important that you have something to do, so that you know that you have your own personal time.
That's right, and neighbors say that yesterday police and first responders swarmed this Worthington Park neighborhood, something they never expected to see. Well, today it's quiet as neighbors grapple with the tragedy that took place. Baltimore County Police say around 4 yesterday afternoon, officers responded to a home in the 3500 block of Avery Hill Drive in Owings Mills. Police say the call was for an assault in progress. According to police, officers found 59-year-old Karen Franklin and 63-year-old Gary Franklin dead in the home with gunshot wounds.
Hey, so an assault in progress, man, and we all know that that's how most of these murders and suicides and stuff like that start, man, from you know arguments and things going too far. And like I said, man, you got to give that space, man. You need something to do. And again, like being this old, you should be on vacation somewhere, chilling, man, or doing something that you love doing, and just enjoying life, man. Especially if you're, retired or something like that, man. You put in all that work, all those years, and just for stuff to end like this, it's unthinkable, man. It shouldn't happen. Unfortunately, it does, though. And, again, that's why it's just so important to always, be thinking one step ahead, man, about your future. Because, especially when you're married, because you're thinking about things for everyone, not just for yourself.
Police say one of the victims suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound but did not specify who. Neighbors tell WJZ they were shocked to hear what happened.
Hey, so they're not going to specify who, man. And, as men, we get most of the blame, bro. It's like being a quarterback. If you win, you get you get all the praise. And if you lose, you get all of the blame. So in a marriage, you're all of that, man. You're the quarterback, you're the coach, you're the GM, and you got to run your team in an efficient way. You know what I'm saying? So that things like this just won't happen, man. Because we all know that you're gonna get into a disagreement with your wife, especially if you've been together for so long. That at the same time, a disagreement doesn't have to turn into an assault, turn into a domestic, turn into a murder, turn into a suicide, and things like that, man. And even at this age, bro, if they knew that they were always arguing and stuff like that, man, it's okay to get divorced at that age too, man. Give each other a chance, bro, because now they don't have a chance. They're not coming back. I bet if they did have a chance to do it again, then it probably wouldn't have went down like that. They would have agreed to disagree and left the situation alone, man, and either came back at a later time and discussed it, or just went their separate ways and called it a day.
Just horrible. I mean, it's just tragic. You think you don't know what is going through people's heads, but it's just very sad for the children. And
that's right. You don't know what's going through people's heads, man. I say that all the time too, and it is unfortunate for the children, even though they were grown, most likely because they're that old. But still, you don't want your parents to go out like that. Like old age and dying in your sleep or something like that, bro. That's the way to go when you're that age, bro. Never from arguing and things getting so bad that it ends up being a murder suicide, bro. And they don't even want to specify which one did what. So that's how you know it was crazy.
It's just a horrible situation.
And investigators are still trying to piece together what led up to this tragedy. We'll have more on this story later tonight. For now, reporting live here on your corner in Owings Mills, Caroline Forback for WJZ.
All right, man. It's Coach Noob. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated because you could be doing anything, but you hear me checking out these reviews. And until next time, I'm out.